A very good morning to all of you, my dear friends. This is Shafiq Ahmed, and you're all welcome to your favorite YouTube channel. Let's learn together.
So, a very good warm welcome to all of you, my dear students. Once again, welcome back after vacation. So, we are going to learn about Firoz Shah Tughlaq, that is after Muhammad bin Tughlaq. So, after the death of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, Firoz Shah Tughlaq became the new Sultan of Delhi, and he realized that various measures that were adopted by Muhammad bin Tughlaq has displeased the ulama and the nobility. And Firoz Shah Tughlaq, when he came into the throne, when he realized that a lot of things that has been done by Muhammad bin Tughlaq has really displeased the ulama को और खास करके नोबेल्स लोगों को नोबिलिटीज को उन्होंने नाखुश कर दिया था. ही हैज डिस्प्लीज मींस नाखुश कर देना. तो उलेमा एज वेल एज द नोबिलिटी वर नॉट प्लीज्ड विद मोहम्मद बिन तुगलक, एंड ही रियलाइज्ड फिरोज शाह तुगलक रियलाइज्ड दिस, उनको समझ में आ गया था, एंड दैट्स व्हाई he did something to please them. He therefore adopted some measures to please ulama and the nobles. और उनको खुश करने के लिए फिरोज शाह तुगलक ने क्या किया? He increased the salaries of the nobles and gave bigger jagirs to them. और बड़े बड़े जागीर उनको दिया गया, and he has increased the salary of the nobles also. तो फिरोज शाह तुगलक जो है बड़े बड़े जमीन उनको देने लगे, जागीरदारी सिस्टम, and even he has increased the salaries of the nobles to please the ulama as well as the nobilities of the empire of Firoz Shah Tughlaq, that is Delhi Sultans. And soon the nobles and the ulama, because they were now become powerful, वो लोग बहुत मजबूत हो गए थे. ulama they have become very powerful and wealthy also, so they started affecting in the policies, taking part in the policies of the kingdom also. और क्योंकि मजबूत हो गए थे, they were powerful, so they started influencing, that is they started affecting or taking decisions for the government. And you can see over here Firoz Shah Tughlaq introduced many welfare schemes also for the people of Delhi, for his people. फिरोज शाह तुगलक ने बहुत अच्छा भी काम किया. लेट अस सी उन्होंने और क्या क्या काम किया है लोगों को खुश करने के लिए. He dug new tanks to store water for agriculture purpose. So he made the construction. He asked the people to dug new tanks, बड़े बड़े tanks बनवाना, so that rain water can be stored for agriculture purpose. He repaired older tanks, और जो tanks repairing चाहिए था उनको repairing भी किया उन्होंने, which was prepared by Iltutmish and Alauddin Khalji in their time. So he repaired those older tanks also. He dug new tanks also to store rainwater so that it can be used for agriculture purpose. And even he dug canals भी बनाया लोगों को लिए, so that the water from the river Yamuna and Satluj can reach to the field, can reach to the agriculture field also. So he dug canals. उन्होंने रास्ता भी बनवाया ताकि पानी जो है वो जो है रिवर यमुना और रिवर सतलज से वो it can reach to the agricultural land of the farmers. So he dug canals also, and these canals irrigated a large area of land, and with the help of these canals a large area of land can be irrigated. So he made a lot of things. He has done a lot of things for increasing the agriculture products for the people. He has done a lot of things. You can see Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Even he has done a lot of things for the nobles as well as the ulemas also. To please them, he increased their salaries. He has given them bigger jagirs to control also. And later on, you can see Firoz Shah Tughlaq, he constructed 30 mosques, 40 buildings for educational institutions also. He constructed 30 mosques. He constructed 40 buildings, including hospitals, institutions, public bath, है ना, जहाँ पर सब लोग एक साथ जाकर नहाना, मतलब they can take bath also, public bath उन्होंने बनवाया. He even constructed erected wells, and he constructed bridges also. New cities were also built during his reign. So Firoz Shah is doing good work. We can see that he has done a lot of good work. Constructed mosques, even buildings also for educational institutions, hospitals, public bath, wells, bridges, even he constructed new cities also. So that is really good work from Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Firoz Shah Tughlaq was a deeply religious man also. तो वो बहुत जो है मजहबी आदमी भी थे. He was quite religious also because he was thinking a lot about his religion. He withdrew taxes that were against the spirit of Islam. और उन्होंने वो टैक्स जो लगाया जाता था मुस्लिम के ऊपर में he withdraw the taxes that was against the Islam. He removed all pictures from the walls of the palaces. और महल में बहुत सारे photographs pictures जो भी लगे हुए थे he removed all the pictures है ना. He asked his person to remove all the pictures from the palaces. He prohibited women from visiting the tombs of holy saints. और उन्होंने मना भी किया. किसको मना किया? women को कि they cannot visit the grave, or you can visit the Majar Sharif, you can say, or even women cannot visit the tomb of the holy saint. Holy saint कौन? साधु लोग जो होते हैं जो मुस्लिम्स में है ना, उन सभी को holy saints बोलते हैं. यानी कि वो साधु जो मजहब से रिलेटेड हैं है ना. पीर बाबा लोग होते हैं, बाबा. So he prohibited women. He told that women should not visit the tombs of those holy saints है ना, because women are prohibited to visit the Mazar Sharif. So he started all these things. And what he has done, the death of Firoz Shah led to a war of succession. And when he died, a lot of persons started fighting among themselves to become the Sultan of Delhi. And the last Tughlaq ruler was Mahmud Nasiruddin, who ruled from, you can say AD also, we can say CE, that is Common Era 1395 to 1413. So the last Tughlaq ruler, who was Mahmud Nasiruddin, he started ruling from the year 1395 and he ruled 13 up to 1413. Means around, you can say, 18 years he ruled. The invasion of the Mongol ruler Timur in the year 1398. So when Mahmud Nasiruddin started ruling, when he became the Sultan in the year 1395, after just 3 years, one of the Mongol that we have discussed a lot about them. So one of the Mongol ruler named as Timur, he attacked New Delhi, he attacked Delhi in the year 1398 and he sealed the fate of the Tughlaq dynasty. And that really marked the end of that Tughlaq dynasty when Timur attacked that particular Sultan, that Mahmud Nasiruddin. And Timur invaded India many times after that also, and he looted Delhi. He killed thousands of people. And you can say before leaving Delhi, Timur appointed Khizr Khan as his deputy in India. तो तिमूर जो है बहुत दफा जो है वो दिल्ली पर अटैक करते हैं from this year 1395, 1398 to later on. And when he last left Delhi after attacking and killing thousands of people and after getting a lot of wealth, gold, jewelries from getting looted from Delhi, he appointed Khizr Khan as his deputy in India so that he would look after the affairs of the people and he would look after the reign of this kingdom. So that was the end of the Tughlaq dynasty, my dear students. Okay, then my students, let us move to the next topic, which is our next topic. Let us see, that is the Sayyid dynasty. And you can see that Sayyid dynasty was not there for a long time. It started from the year 1414 and it remained there till 1451, the Sayyid dynasty. So who was there? Who was the ruler? Who was the first ruler of this Sayyid dynasty? Let us see. Khizr Khan, he conquered Delhi in the year 1414 and he was appointed by Timur also. So he was started ruling the dynasty, and that dynasty came to be known as Sayyid dynasty, and the rule of this Sayyid dynasty began from the year 1414. And you can say there were 4 Sayyid kings. There were 4 different kings in this time, 1414 to 1451. Mubarak Shah succeeded his father, Khizr Khan, and who was a man of vision. Mubarak Shah was a man of vision. but the nobles were against him. Most of his time was spent in controlling his nobles only. So Mubarak Shah just he succeeded that Khizr Khan. You can say over here he was a man of vision. Means he was having vision. He was trying to do something. He was having plannings. But the nobles were against this particular man, Mubarak Shah. Most of the time was spent. Most of the time of Mubarak Shah was spent in controlling his nobles only. So how could he do something good for the nation? He was only involved in just controlling his nobles. Muhammad Shah was Mubarak Shah's nephew. So after Mubarak Shah who started ruling Delhi, Muhammad Shah started there, and Muhammad Shah was the nephew of Mubarak Shah. And during the reign of Muhammad Shah, his nobles and the nobles became very powerful, because Mubarak Shah, at the time of Mubarak Shah, the nobles were against him, and when Muhammad Shah started ruling, so the nobles till then were very 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 powerful. The last ruler of this Sayyid dynasty was Alauddin Alam Shah Sayyid, was the name of the last ruler of this dynasty, and he lost Delhi to Bahlul Lodi in the year 1451, and that marked the end of the Sayyid dynasty, and that really marked the beginning of the Lodi dynasty also in the year 1451, when Bahlul Lodi attacked Sayyid dynasty last ruler Alauddin Alam Shah Sayyid, and when Alauddin Alam Shah Sayyid lost the war and Bahlul Lodi won it, and that marked the beginning of the Lodi dynasty in the year 1451. So our next topic is about the Lodi dynasty. The Bahlul Lodi was the founder of this Lodi dynasty when he defeated Shah Alam of the Sayyid dynasty in the year 1451. Now you can see Bahlul Lodi was the first ruler of this Lodi dynasty. He appointed loyal Afghan nobles as governors of important provinces. What he did? He appointed nobles as governors. और वो nobles कहाँ के थे? अफगानिस्तान से, Afghan nobles. And you can say that Afghan people are really very great in height, and even they are very powerful, they are very healthy persons. So Bahlul Lodi appointed such people who were very strong people from Afghan. He appointed nobles and Afghan nobles as the governor of most important places. His sultanate stretched from Punjab to Bihar, that we can see over here. So Lodi dynasty started from Punjab to Bihar, and after his death, Bahlul Lodi's death, his son Sikandar Lodi proved to be a very capable ruler. He became a very capable ruler, Sikandar Lodi, and he brought Jaunpur and Bihar under his rule. So we can see over here that it started from Punjab, they have reached till Bihar also under the leadership of, you can say, Sikandar Lodi. He introduced many public welfare measures. He did a lot of things for the public also. Let us see, Sikandar Lodi was succeeded by Ibrahim Lodi. So after Sikandar Lodi, who came? Ibrahim Lodi became the Sultan of this particular Lodi dynasty. And who was the last ruler of the Lodi dynasty also? Ibrahim Lodi was the last ruler also of this Lodi dynasty. Because when Ibrahim Lodi ascended the throne in the year 1517, he failed to gain the support of the Afghan nobles. So the Afghan nobles were very, you can say, powerful, they were very strong also, and they were faithful also during the time of Bahlul Lodi, even Sikandar Lodi. But at the time of Ibrahim Lodi lost the support of these Afghan nobles. So there was a lot of chaos, a lot of problems between these Afghan nobles and the Ibrahim Lodi. So when Afghan nobles were trying to rule, when trying to make decisions of themselves, so Ibrahim Lodi ignored them and rejected their requests. So that was the reason why these Afghan nobles started opposing, or they lost the support. Ibrahim Lodi lost the support of these noble people. And finally, Daulat Khan Lodi, that is also one of the member from the Lodi dynasty. So Daulat Khan Lodi invited Babur, who was the ruler of Kabul at that particular time. So Daulat Khan Lodi, when he invited Babur, the ruler of Kabul, to come to India and remove Ibrahim Lodi, so that he can become the king. Daulat Khan Lodi was getting the trying to was thinking that he will become the new king after defeating this Ibrahim Lodi. So that's why he tried to take help from Babur, the ruler of Kabul. So Babur was invited by this Daulat Khan Lodi, and Daulat Khan Lodi helped Babur also to defeat Ibrahim Lodi. And at the Battle of Panipat in the year 1526. So my dear students, remember the name of the battle and remember the year also. So when at the Battle of Panipat in the year 1526, Babur with an army of 10,000 defeated Ibrahim Lodi. So that was really the end of the Lodi dynasty in India, and that really marked the beginning of the Mughal dynasty in India with the winning of Babur over Ibrahim Lodi. So Daulat Khan Lodi was thinking that I will become the king. But Babur has not made him the king. He himself made himself the king of the India. You can say the king of New Delhi, and he just started a particular new dynasty in India, that was the Mughal dynasty from the year 1526. We can see over here the last line that with the defeat of Ibrahim Lodi, the Delhi Sultanate finally came to an end. That was the end of the Delhi Sultanate in the year 1526, and that really marked the beginning of Mughal dynasty from the year 1526.
Hope that you have liked the video, and we will meet again in our next video release of the tutorial. And if you are new to this channel, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get the information of the next release of the tutorial. Please share it with your friends and others also. Thank you for the time being. Take care. Stay at home. Bye bye. Take care.